This season, I was lucky enough to take a trip of a lifetime to Burgundy, France, where I jumped aboard a beautiful barge named La Belle Époque to sail down the glorious canals and enjoy the finest French cuisine. Today on the canals, it's picture perfect. Look at what I get to see every single day. Along the way, we stopped off at markets and restaurants, sampled produce from the finest French artisans, visited stunning medieval towns, and of course, I got to cook up some of my favourite French-inspired recipes. These markets are like a whirlwind. At the beginning, it's so plentiful, lots of fruit and vegetables, lots of action. And then within a couple of hours, it's almost all gone. In fact, they've already started to pack up. So I'm gonna make you a lovely dish with some of the beautiful produce that I've picked up here at Les Halles. These apples, well, they're in season. They smell amazing, great eating apples, but I'm going to use them to make an apple compote, and I'm gonna serve them in some classic crepes. And then I'll flambe with a little bit of calvados, which is an apple brandy from here in France. So classic crepe batter, plain flour into a bowl. I'll add a tiny pinch of salt, and we need to crack some eggs into the centre, so make a bit of a whirl. And we'll just crack them straight in. One, about 3 eggs, 2, and a third one. Okay. Because these are sweet crepes, I'm going to add a pinch of sugar, just some caster sugar is fine. And little by little, I'm going to add the milk. Now, I want it to be quite runny, almost the consistency of thickened cream. If it's too thick, we won't get that handkerchief-like effect, which is what we're after with our crepes. Look at that, just perfect. Now, ideally, you want this to rest for a couple of hours, but I'm gonna pop it to one side as I get on with the apples. Now, these beautiful apples called Canada apples, they're great baked or cooked for a compote like this. They're so sweet too, but just to accentuate the sweetness, a little sprinkle of sugar and some lemon, just the juice of half a lemon. Squeeze that in. Okay, now these are going to start to cook down. They won't take long at all to cook. I'm not going to add too much water to them. We're just going to pop the lid on, and that'll ensure that they cook and soften down really quickly. Now, while they're cooking, let's get onto a really nice vanilla and lemon butter that's going to sit inside our gorgeous apple crepes. So, softened butter. You want the butter to be quite soft so you can spread it and also mix in our lemon. And we just want the zest for this. Not too much, about the zest of half of this small lemon. It's about right. To sweeten this up, I like to use some icing sugar for this recipe. So a good spoonful of that goes in. And then the vanilla. I mean, that stand of vanilla, wasn't it special? And I want to add a lot of that. So we're going to cut straight down the centre, and I'll scrape out the seeds. Pop that into the bowl. And the other side. I'm not going to waste that vanilla bean. It can go straight into the apples, and it'll flavour our apples too. All right, lid goes on that. What I need to do is grab a wooden spoon, and just with the back of the spoon, I'm just going to break that up and make a bit of a vanilla buttery paste. All right, my apples are cooked, crepe batter's looking great, so let's make some crepes. I've got a pan on a medium to high heat. I like to use butter to cook my crepes, not too much, just enough to coat the bottom. And then with a ladle, we'll add about a ladleful in, and then we're just going to swirl that around the pan. Back down on the heat, and now we wait. So once you start to see a bit of steam come up and it detaches from the bottom, you know it's ready to turn. So I'm going to make 3 of these. The crepes are ready now. We just need to fill them up with our beautifully cooked apples. I'll place a spoonful in the centre. Look how soft they are, yet they've still held their shape. And then I'm just going to fold them over, squish them down. We want 3 little parcels. So that's the first one. Don't overfill it, so just a few little apples in there. Folding it over into a triangle. So I'm going to serve 3 which is quite generous, can serve about 2 people. Fold that over, and delicious as is, but now they're going to taste even better in this delicious butter that I've made before. And we're just going to fry our crepes so they get a lovely crust. And this is also going to form a sauce. So this is very much like crepe Suzette, where you usually would add orange zest, orange juice, but why not change it up and use calvados, which is an apple brandy, and apples. So in with our crepes, and because there is sugar in that butter, it will caramelise quite quickly. Oh, it smells so good, vanilla, apple. Once we've got some colour, we're going to quickly flip. Yes, that's what I'm after. Beautiful. The other side. All right, once this is hot enough, it does need to be hot to flambe, in with our calvados, straight over the top, and woo! It's so bright out here, I can't even see the flame. It's there. Wow. I did add maybe a little bit too much calvados there. It's worth it. All that alcohol cooks off, and it smells amazing. All right, heat off. And you can see how beautiful that sauce is. I'll grab 2 spoons and we'll just carefully take them out because they are piping hot with that sugar. Onto our plate. There we go. I like to just drizzle over that buttery calvados sauce over the top. And some icing sugar, just a little gesture of it over the top. And because I've got so many beautiful apples, a little extra apple, I'll just thinly slice it just for decoration. So when that goes to the table, you know exactly what type of crepes they are. Serve it as is, or if you want to make it extra decadent, a little ball of vanilla bean ice cream. God, I love recipes like that. So French, so delicious.